And let's face it, if you've lost twice, you're not very happy about it, Rich.
No, and that's
you're coming at the other team a little bit more.
Yeah, points well made. Nance, they go down low, Leonard Washington, and this is how they like to run their offense. And he goes right at Panzer, trying to collect Panzer's third foul. Panzer plays good defense, but Washington gets a deuce.
Yeah, Panzer with the 2 personals, and they tried to get him more involved than Nevada did in the first half, and he just had struggles, and especially with the personals. And if you're Wyoming, why not? I would take it right at him, especially with a player like Washington. He's so physical.
Burton with a little dump down. Washington able to alter the shot from Huff. Burton gets it back, feeds Panzer, and he'll be able to collect a foul. Washington with the foul on Panzer.
Deontay Burton, number 24 for Nevada, did a nice job multiple times there, penetrating in, drawing the double defenders, and then dishing it down. He's very unselfish, almost too unselfish. He got himself down there pretty deep in the paint. But a second and third opportunity, that's exactly what we saw in the first half. For Nevada, maybe not always turning him into points, but still crashing the offensive boards.
Burton 12 points to lead Nevada in the first half on 5 of 11 shooting. Well, Nevada back at the free throw line, and they've only been 50% for the afternoon, 5 of 10, now 6 of 11 as Panzer connects 37-34.
Nevada, 73% free throw shooting team, and no one had really gone to the line early on. We haven't had a lot of whistles, even though it's been a very physical ball game.
Not a lot of whistles, yet well officiated.
Absolutely, not out of control by any means.
Adams, no. Nance collects the garbage.
Larry Nance Jr., more of a finesse player at 6'8". He's not going to be a big banger, but not afraid to go inside. Played soccer a lot of his career, and I don't blame him because his dad, Larry Sr., had 13 years in the NBA. Won the first NBA dunk contest back in 1984. Might want to think about another sport, but this seems to be panning out for him.
Story with the misfire. Gilmore with the ball for Wyoming to finish that up. You know, sometimes you think that as great as Larry Nance was as a player, that, you know, if you're his son, maybe you want to do something that's yours. And, you know, the comparisons are always going to be inevitable.
Right.
Larry Nance Jr., a fine player in his own right, but boy, his dad was something special.
Well, his sister Casey played basketball at Dayton, who's in they're a top 25 team this year. She graduated last year, but they have really turned that program around.
Washington muscles his way around Panzer.
The transfer out of USC, he was the 2009 Freshman of the Year, and they won the Pac-12 tournament.
Burton halfway down and out. It's so funny, you think of things that used to be commonplace, and David Carter was referencing this today. It wasn't all that uncommon in years past, and you have to go back a decade or so, maybe even 2 now, where you'd have a team that was very good that was full of seniors. Colorado State right now. And then it was, you know, interesting and intriguing if you had a team that had some transfers on it. Well, now that's flip-flop. Everybody has transfers, and a team like Colorado State that starts 5 seniors is something where everybody says, wow, you're kidding me, as Nance tosses in a deuce, and Wyoming extends their lead to 3.
A rarity to see that many seniors on one team.
Burton going to get his way to the line as Larry Nance Jr. commits the foul.
The patience by Josh Adams, and he finds his open teammate Larry Nance Jr. And a nice soft touch, and the versatility of Larry is that he can step out, he can shoot the 3, he will take it in, but he's got a beautiful mid-range jumper, and I don't think enough guys take enough pride in the mid-range jumper, and he's got it.
Christy, you referenced Burton being Mr. Clutch, almost single-handedly defeated the Washington Huskies in a game earlier this year when got him into overtime and then scored 8 of their 10 points. In the overtime up in Seattle, went for 27 against Colorado State. And when talking to the coaching staff at Nevada about, you know, what happened this year when you end up 3-13, he said, you know, in the WAC, you generally faced 1 to 2 good players per team. In the Mountain West, you get down to that 3rd and 4th option, those players can beat you too.
Absolutely. Much deeper bench for the Mountain West teams. And for a team that doesn't have a lot of depth, Nevada does not have a lot of depth this year. It has really hurt them.
Gilmore with the bank.
I know he called that. There's no doubt about it. They love Darius Gilmore and the fact that he's much more of a scoring point guard as they graduated J.D. Luster last year. Definitely more of an assist-type point guard.
Burton trying to find space and leans in and draws the foul on Adams. He'll go to the line for three. Burton is cagey.
27 points in the last game at Colorado State. And that was a smart play. He saw that one happening. He immediately hesitated, said, I'm going to wait and take the shot.
You reference vision when you look at players who do things. So let's see another look here. Was his toe on the line?
Yeah, I believe.
Will that be two, or was he behind it for three free ones?
We're going to take a look at it. The multicolored Reese's floor. I'm a big fan. Let's see if we can see it. It's hard to see the toe because he took that last step, and if I had to guess from that angle, I would say he did step on it, but because we didn't see the front end of it, hard to see the tip of his toe.
And now the officials will let each side go to the bench. Another angle. Is this going to be 2 free throws for Burton or 3?
Really tough to see.
Can't see on that one either.
Josh Adams was right there, number 14, playing the D, and his feet were also kind of tangled in the mix. Oh, there you go, right there. Nice shot. I would say he's on. I would say he's touching it. Maybe not definitive, though, and if it's not definitive, the officials may say we can't make that call.
The original call is for 3.
Wyoming's crowd trying to get into this one, as well as Nevada fans. It's tough to have a break like this if you're a player because you've just gotten back out at the half, just warming up. And the question is Burton's toe on the line? Obviously, he's well behind it there, but he steps way into the line, and he gets clipped by Josh Adams. You just can't see the tip of his toe on that one, and if it's not definitive, they can't make the call.
No, you can't. There's nothing that we've seen thus far in those replays, because that shot right there, it's behind him, and now you're just guessing whether or not his foot extends all the way onto the line or if it's behind it.
So the officials continuing, and
Big
meanwhile,
week coming up here at the Thomas & Mack, both men's and women's tournament. Tomorrow we go to the men's side, and there'll be 4 games in action, all on the CBS Sports Network, and then you and I will be back here on Thursday for all 4 games here on the Mountain West Network from the women's side, and then we'll have the 2 semifinals here on the Mountain West Network on Fridays, tipping at what do we go, noon and 2:30?
Yes.
And then the men in the night session on CBS Sports Network, and then the men's championship on Saturday at 3 on CBS. And then the women's championship on CBS Sports Network, and that is at 7. So it's 2 shots for Deontay Burton.
Able to see enough to figure out if he had the 3 or not, and they put him to the line for just 2. Deontay Burton's really come out, though, aggressively here in the second half. He's kicked it up a notch.
Short on the second attempt. Cook to Graybo. Graybo picked up by Story. Gilmore short. Cook, nice rebound. Adams back up top. Graybo will reset the Cowboy offense. Elliott flashes up. Nance right over the top of Elliott.
Nance was able to get that shot because Elliott had hedged out too high on the help side D. He could not recover back in time, and it was an open look for Larry Nance Jr.
And Elliott picks up an offensive blocking foul. 15:47 to go in this first round game between the Wolf. Rich Cellini, Krista Blunk on the Mountain West Network. Second half, Wyoming 45, Nevada 40.
Nevada is not able to hit a shot here in the second half, 0 for 3, but they've been aggressive and they've gotten to the free throw line. All of their points here in the second half from the stripe.
Now last field goal, 33 seconds to go in the first half. Beautiful cut by Cook to the hoop.
What an athletic play by Derek Cook Jr., the transfer out of Cloud County Community College. A learning curve for him. Did not play high school basketball, but he is starting to get it.
Huff, no. The Cowboys can extend their lead.
This is the biggest lead now by Wyoming, and Nevada at one time had a 7-point lead in the first half.
Gilmore with the little alley-oop to Nance. Largest lead for either side. The advantage is 9 for the Cowboys.
Adjust or you don't adjust, and if you're a coach, you have to be happy when your team is able to adjust.
Mountain West Championships presented by Reese's. Can Nevada answer the Cowboy charge? Story has it stolen by Nance. And they'll run it again. Gilmore with the little alley-oop to Nance with the throwdown.
I think Larry Sr. would have been pretty proud of that play right there because it started with his defense in the finish.
Burton fouled by Cook. Deontay to the line for 2. Story just has it stolen.
Larry Nance Jr. just steps up into the passing lane, just takes the ball out of the hands, and then he keeps going. What a combination between he and Darius Gilmore. The last 2 plays in a row now, they've been able to connect. Nice hustle, though, from Nevada to not sit back and hang your head. They get right back, they push the tempo up, and they get to the free throw line. And as a coach for David Carter, that's all I'm sure you can hope for with a team that's had their struggles is effort. They're trying, they're working hard, and they aren't just hanging their heads. They're going back and trying to make something happen.
Burton collects 2 from the line. Gilmore. Nance. Story swatted it away. Graybo. Back to the hands of Nance. Shot clock at 6. Graybo going to throw one up. Didn't get the rim. Shot clock violation.
I thought that may have hit some of the
Randy
rim.
McCall might agree with you.
The way it came off to the left, it was kind of an odd angle, and I felt like it hit a little bit of the rim. And if that's the case, I believe it was Larry Nance Jr. who was in there who would have had the offensive rebound and was trying to save it inbounds, and they called it off. Maybe not there. Never mind.
51-42. We'll have the women's 8-9 game coming up following this one here on the Mountain West Network.
With the Nevada Wolfpack on the women's side as well, and they'll be playing
the
Air Force
Academy. This will go to Wyoming. So you're right.
That angle didn't look like it, but I am sitting right at that same angle.
Well, You're right. I mean,
Nonetheless,
I'll give you credit.
I thought it did. Let's see right there. Oh. Maybe it was the foam that it hit that kind of, it must have clipped the bottom part of it, I'm sure. I'm agreeing with the officials.
They have to reset the shot clock. First round game for everybody.
I think it's really been a clean game so far.
Feet underneath, Cook. No, Nance missed. Cook gets it to go, and a whistle.
Second and third opportunities finally for Wyoming. And I really started with Larry Nance Jr. and also Darius Gilmore, who's been so physical, and the finish here by Derek Cook Jr. to get the N1 finally for Wyoming, crashing the O boards, getting those second and third chances.
Burris commits his third personal foul. Derek Cook Jr. completes the three-point play. 12-point Wyoming lead. Burton. Huff with the rebound. Foul on Larry Nance Jr. Sixth Cowboy team foul. Story will inbound.
I think the Wolfpack really got a break on that one with the foul. I did not like that shot choice by Deontay Burton. And I know he's one of the leading scorers on this team, but
Graybo commits the foul on Story, his second for number 2, the sophomore Riley Graybo from Boulder, Colorado. Good energy guy for the Cowboys.
He definitely is. Had 21 games under his belt last year as a freshman. He can really play in either guard spot, but they said he's going to be the point guard of the future for this team.
Leonard Washington back in. Larry Nance Jr. will sit down, and David Carter and the Wolfpack staring at a 12-point deficit with 13:08 to go. Story gets that one.
Malik Story, the senior, became the 9th all-time leading scorer for Nevada. Coming into this one, over 1,456 points in his career. You have an experienced point guard like Darius Gilmore running things and calling things out. It really helps to keep a team and keep the composure when you need it. And they have been patient. Even when they were down, you never felt like the Wyoming Cowboys were out of it.
Gilmore trying to do it himself. Cook to Adams, slicing through the lane, and it's a shot clock violation.
Josh Adams just not having the recognition, knowing where the shot clock was.
Story.
So athletic, so physical, just elevates on his shot. He can play this game.
Burton guarding Gilmore, and they've had a good battle all night. Oh, in your eye! Timeout, Wyoming. 1:45, Cowboys over the Wolfpack, 11:52 to go.
You could see Coach David Carter trying to keep his team up, not let them get down. This game still a lot of time left in it. And they're the kind of team Nevada is that can go on runs. They just need to get one going.
Huff hits the bucket with the turnaround.
That's the way you come out of a timeout. Good sign for Cole Huff, the freshman.
Gilmore, and now Burton all over him. Washington thought about it, gonna drive on Elliott and get fouled. Devontae Elliott, 4 personal fouls for number 4. 10 points here on the Mountain West Network, and Nevada from the floor in the second half has been ice cold. 2 of 7. Bad enough to only hit 2 shots, but you only got 7 up.
Yeah, 7 attempts. I think the defensive intensity by Wyoming, though, has definitely kicked up a notch. Much different looking, aggressive play from Wyoming. They didn't have offensive rebounds in the first half. They've been all over the glass here in this one. 5 O boards just here in the second half for the Cowboys. And with that, with their defense, they've caused some problems. But Nevada being aggressive, they have gotten to the free throw line. They just have to clean up some other areas.
Trailing by 11 with 11 minutes to go in the first round game. Panzer. Washington slaps it together. Graybo picked up by Story. Nance. Gilmore. Traveled. One shuffle too many.
It had been working early on. He had been finding all of his teammates, penetrating in, drawing multiple defenders. Just could not get that one as he found some space and didn't know what to do with it.
Huff with the turnaround over Washington. Still plenty of time.
See a bright side to Cole Huff, the freshman out of Altadena, California. He played at Campbell High School. He averaged 21 points a game and 15 rebounds. Those are some pretty solid numbers.
Burton forces Gilmore into a travel. Now Nevada turning things up on the defensive side.
2 turnovers in a row for the point guard Darius Gilmore, and it starts with Nevada's defense. Again, when the shots aren't falling, you can always play the D, and Nevada's defense has been spot on here in this game.
Burton. That'll energize the Wolfpack.
It's one thing to commit the turnover, and it's another thing to then do something with it. They haven't been able to do it every single time. That was a nice timing play there by the Wolfpack.
Nance gets shoved. Give it to the freshman Cole Huff. Well, the fun part of the tournament, for us anyway, is all the games you get to see. Foul on Washington, he'll get the bucket. Tough part for the teams, the quick turnaround.
Very quick turnaround, as most of these teams had games on Sunday, and you have to have this quick turnaround then, as we see Leonard Washington with the up and under move, gets the and one, gets to the free throw line.
Cole Huff is not strong enough to slow down Leonard Washington.
Most players linked together aren't strong enough to stop Leonard Washington. He is so strong. He's mobile too. I think deceptively quick for his size is Leonard Washington.
Offensive foul. Blocking foul on Panzer.
Trying to set the screen for Malik Story, and he got the screen set, but it wasn't legal. They called it on him. Number 33 saw it shift that left hip up, and they called it on him. He didn't agree with it.
Panzer has 3, Huff and Burris 3 as well. Devontae Elliott on the bench with 4. We still have 9 minutes to play. Graybo. Washington. And Leonard Washington will go to the line.
Very smart play by Leonard Washington. You know Panzer just picked up the third personal. You have a one-on-one situation with him, and you need to take it right at him. That's the fourth personal now against Panzer, and it came within seconds.
Panzer and Elliott now with 4. Elliott will come back in with his 4. Jordan Burris back in for Nevada as well. Panzer and Huff will sit down at the top of this show. You mentioned Nevada's strength is on the outside with their guard play. Wyoming's strength is on the inside. You start checking people off because of foul trouble and 5 fouls. The advantage is going to shift to the Cowboys.
Oh, it definitely is, and we're seeing that now. You had a one-on-one situation, and Leonard Washington knew it. He thought, I'm not backing down, and he may think that every time, but he definitely is going to do it against a guy with 3 personals.
Elliott. Adams picked up by Coleman. Coleman with the hold. Cowboys will now go to the line for the 1-and-1.
So another advantage and a big plus for Wyoming. And if you're Nevada, you try to pick up the intensity, you try to be more aggressive, but the whistles have just been going against them the last few possessions.
Josh Adams, the freshman. Elliott hits the deck. Burton. To Story for 3. Timeout, Wolfpack. 8:05 to go.
Nevada definitely not out of this one, Rich. And I think if you're Coach David Carter, you just, with a young group, call some timeouts, regroup, just get them settled down, because out of every timeout the last several times, his team has responded.
Going to have to work their way through some foul trouble.
That's going to be the toughest right there, as Wyoming has just continued to try to go inside to their bigs. They've gotten so physical.
Washington. I thought he'd go right at Elliott with the 4 personal fouls.
I did as well.
Gilmore, shot clock at 6. And Washington gets tripped with 1 on the shot clock.
Leonard Washington really didn't break his fall. He landed right on his knee, and he is hobbling a bit.
Washington will be at the line when we come back. West Championships presented by Reese's.
Oh, I was going to wear that in the next game. I guess I'll have to wait. We'll see who wins this one.
Oh, you're one of those women. You can't wear the dress somebody else has, and
yeah,
if somebody else has your barrel, you can't wear that
right.
either.
I cannot wear the same barrel. You're
Understood. Right. Understood. Washington can't connect from the line. Story with the catch and shoot 3. Bodies flying everywhere.
Wyoming shooting 67% here in the second half. Most teams are happy for shooting that from the free throw line. They're doing it from the field. They're actually shooting better from the field than they are from the free throw line.
Burris with the steal and a run out. And 1.
The shots aren't falling. Something has to give if you're Nevada, and you pick up the defensive effort and you create offense out of it. And the junior Jordan Burris, hand in the passing lane, just steps up, and you can't stop him, even though Nathan Sobey tried to. Gets the foul call against him.
Can't hit the free throw. Every time Nevada's made a little push, the Cowboys have answered. Grabo guarded by Story.
Leonard
Devontae
Washington.
Elliott is just fouled out.
He and Leonard Washington were going at it down low, and Leonard Washington looked for Devontae Elliott and immediately made contact with him. And he's going to foul out of this one.
Double bonus now. Leonard Washington will get 2 shots, and Elliott done for the evening. And Leonard Washington deserves credit on this one. He's going to make it as tough as possible, and the senior knowing what number 4 in blue has on him foul-wise.
Yeah, smart decision by Leonard Washington. And he's not the kind of player, Washington's not just going to cut into the gaps. He actually looks for contact. He immediately stepped into the spot exactly where Devontae Elliott was, and he's going to get himself to the line.
Kevin Panzer, number 33 in blue, back in. He also has 4 personal.
We saw a little bit from Ali Fall, the 6'9" junior earlier for Nevada, and he may have to see some more minutes here in the second half. Hasn't had a lot of play this season, but with the foul trouble, Wyoming's really causing problems.
(63-56). Story, quick shot. It's good for 3.
Malik Story staring down the opponent. He is automatic, and he's feeling it. If he calls for it, you got to get it to him.
Nance went right at Panzer.
Little up and under. He actually tried to maybe draw some contact there. Smart play by Kevin Panzer. Nothing to do.
Story, short, gets his own rebound. Feed down to Coleman. Now the pace quickening.
That will favor Nevada. They want the tempo up, and if you're Wyoming, you can see slowing things down.
Drive and a foul as Adams hits the ground hard. Marquise Coleman with the infraction. 3 now on Coleman.
Malik Story's been such an offensive threat. Everybody expecting him to take it, and instead he dishes it over to Marquise Coleman. Josh Adams, the freshman out of Parker, Colorado. He's the kind of player they said it took him a little while to adjust to Division I level of play, but he's starting to get it. And at times when they need to slow him down a little bit, he gets ahead of himself.
6-point game. Burton to cut that in half.
Both teams with answers at both ends.
The 8-9 matchup. Cowboys and the Wolfpack. First round of the Mountain West Championships presented by Reese's.
High screens. Nevada's been setting these all game long. That high ball screen. And if you're the Wolfpack, you just got to hit those shots. Sometimes easier said than done, but as of late, they've been hitting them.
Washington guarded by Burris. Gilmore gets a little space. Is it just me, or do we keep seeing made baskets and bodies on the hardwood?
Back and forth.
Burton for 3. He'll go to the line for 3.
Not sure that this was the right shot for Deontay Burton, but I think he knew there was some contact, so he went ahead and took it so he could get himself to the free throw line. So Nevada just really, in my opinion, just kicking up their pressure. You kick up the D, it can create some positive, and it's definitely created some offensive opportunities.
Burton at the line, his stroke looks good, yet he's still just a 71% free throw shooter.
You're right. It's got beautiful backspin to it. That time just too short. So 3 opportunities now, hoping, I'm sure that he can get at least the third.
Adams. Gilmore guarded by Burton. Washington with the jumper. And rattles home. Timeout, Cowboys.
Tough shot there by Leonard Washington.
It's been entertaining.
It really has. We kind of expected it, but again, you just never know. Teams that have come in that have been struggling late in the regular season, how will they respond? But you clean the slate. It's a brand new season right here.
The third season, and Story with the tough 3. Panzer collects the rebound. Burton looking to go to work off the bounce. Adams creeps up. Burton. Nance with the rebound. Adams trying to blow by Story, getting it back to Washington, instead turns it over. Nance pokes it away. Scramble for the ball, and there's going to be a foul amid the bodies on the floor. And they're going to give it to Larry Nance Jr., and Larry Shyatt can't believe it. That'll be Nance's 4th personal foul. 3:35 to go in the game. 71-65 Cowboys. All
4 games on the women's side on Thursday. This has been a good one. Wyoming at one time had a 12-point lead, and Nevada just kept clawing their way back. And they were up by 7 at one point in the first half.
Burris spinning his way to the hoop. Cowboys with 71 points, their first 70-plus point output since December 18th, and they got 71 against Denver.
That was just the 4th point for Jordan Burris, but it came at the right time.
Nance handoff, Gilmore. And the senior to his senior classmate, Washington, who's short. Burton can't make it a 1-point game. Tip out collected by Adams on the move. And bumped in transition by Coleman. His 4th.
Almost this entire game, Wyoming and that player there, Josh Adams, have been slowing it up and slowing the pace. And that time he read it. He saw the defenders out of position. He knew he had a step ahead of them, and he's got such quickness with the ball in his hands. And that time he didn't slow it up. He took it right at the defender.
Adams 4 for 6 from the line. Big shots for a freshman.
It really is, and his game has grown. He's gotten so confident. He could tell right there, Marquise Coleman, number 0 for Nevada. Way out of position, he knew it, so he pushed to look ahead.
Clock moving, under 3. Burton finds Burris. Corner, open look, Coleman. Timeout, Wolfpack.
Marquise.
What we should have in the last 2.5 minutes.
That's exactly right. And that's exactly what we have. And I love this time of year. Everybody's kind of running off of adrenaline. There's no time for sleep. On to the next game.
Washington. Taken away by Story. 3 will tie it. Burton, blocked by Nance. Larry Nance Jr. has fouled out.
This is a tough call. We got the ball in Deontay Burton's hands, and sliding over was Larry Nance Jr., and he was definitely straight up, but they're going to say he was still moving, still sliding into position. And that's a tough one for Wyoming, because Larry Nance Jr. had made a lot of things happen. It was really his spark and his intensity that got things going here in the second half.
Nance had 19, too short of his career high.
Very tough break for Wyoming, and the last possession down, Leonard Washington had it inside, and I really feel he should have just gone up. He tried to dish it down. He's the go-to. He needs to take it up.
1 point game, 73-72. Opening round of the Mountain West Championships presented by Reese's. The 8-9 game, Wyoming and Nevada. Washington back to Gilmore for three. Chase down in the corner. Last touch by Deontay Burton, Wyoming ball.
That gets the bench and this crowd up on their feet. Shot way off the mark, and this is just that hustle play, keeping it alive. Another hustle play. Love the second effort. Wyoming really didn't show it as much in the first half, but they've shown it here.
Cook picks up free throw shooting attempt after getting fouled by Fall. First on Fall, 1:25 to go. It should be like this, shouldn't it?
It absolutely should be.
What you expected.
This is what it's all about at this time of year. Derek Cook Jr. at the line, can't get the first. Again, a player that's still kind of a project. He did not play high school basketball, so he's still kind of getting the feel for the game.
Much better free throw attempt, and it goes down. Cowboys lead by 2. Nevada has the ball. Intercepted by Washington. And one.
Starts with the D. Help side by Leonard Washington, gets a hand out. He starts to bobble the ball a little bit, but somehow able to hang on. Takes out Tony, our cameraman, on the baseline there.
It looked really good when he stole it for Wyoming, and then as he was trying to pick it up and put it in, it started looking really bad for the Cowboys, and it ends up good. And that is really good. 77-72 after the interception by the senior.
That was a big play.
Travel by Story. .108 to go. Washington has 15 points in the second half tonight. 15 of his 17.
So travel call against Nevada, but Riley Graybo, number 2 for Wyoming, getting up a little bit slowly as he got mashed in the scrum.
What a turn of events. Nevada with the ball, opportunity to tie or take the lead, and here is the interception. I know you're thinking this is good. Here I'm thinking this is not going to end well. And then the foul, he gets it to go down, takes out the cameraman, and hits the free throw.
Good sign as everybody was okay after that one, especially Leonard Washington. Nevada, I don't know if you did, but I didn't think Leonard Washington was coming out for that pass. Deceptively quick is the big man inside most of the time for Wyoming, but not that time.
No, it was a surprise interception. I did not see that one coming, and neither did Deontay Burton.
He's been out, he's had the back injury as well. I'm sure the fall not helping that, but right now he is playing on adrenaline. He's a senior. He does not want the season to end. The winner of this one gets to face number 1 seed New Mexico. I don't think he wants it to end either. How many days can you wear a barrel?
Well, I was going to ask you that. If you've got the barrel on, you don't want to take it off.
You don't want to take
That's a lot
the
of
barrel.
work to get in and out of the barrel. And once you're in, you may as well stay in.
I think once you're in the barrel, stay in the barrel. How many barrels can you pack? I want to see the suitcase. Oh.
108. 5-point lead for the Cowboys.
Well, there's still time for David Carter's team. They have been able to get out on runs. For them, it starts with their defensive intensity. And we see the full court pressure.
Washington into the hands of Adams. And now Nevada is going to have to foul. Timeout. Larry Shyatt. Timeouts. 1:01 to go. Cowboy fans on their feet, hoping they'll get to cheer on the men's team against New Mexico tomorrow in the first quarterfinal game of the afternoon session, game 3 of the day. And then stick around for Thursday when the women's team gets going in action, and Burton has to reach in and foul Leonard Washington. For now on Deontay Burton with a minute to go.
Nevada decides to go ahead and foul. Still some time on this clock, and you don't absolutely have to, but they're going to take their chances, try to get a miss. Washington's gotten himself there 11 times. He's 7 for 11. I jinxed him.
Kevin Panzer in. Huff will sit down. Washington 1 of 2. Still just a 2-possession game if Nevada can hit from long range.
Story is the best three-point
And he
shooter.
lost it right through his hands. And he was open coming off the screen.
He is their best, and they were trying to get it to him. A physical sequence as Nevada tries to get the ball to Story. And at the other end, number 0, Leonard Washington, he gets tripped up, and he is still down to the court. He wanted the foul call, doesn't get it, and he's up and moving, which is a good sign. Already had an ankle injury not so long ago, and you saw his ankle get clipped a little bit. He also has some back problems, and the last 5 games he has really struggled. And if Wyoming hangs on and wins this one, you're going to need Leonard Washington to help you in the next round.
Another look. Well, it just looks to me like he steps on Deontay Burton's foot, and then their legs get crossed up a little bit. And, you know, if you're Leonard and you can't see it, free to think whatever you'd like. But looking at that replay, I certainly didn't think it was anything other than incidental contact, and the two of them sharing a laugh right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. The foul was against for Grabo, actually. Got him to the free throw line up top as he was handling the basketball.
2 big free throws from Grabo.
Sobey comes back in, and so Larry Shyatt's going to try to give Leonard Washington a rest if he can for the rest of this one.
Burton uses a glass. 40 seconds to go. Grabo going to go back to the line. If Wyoming can hold on over the last 39 seconds, game against the top-seeded Lobos, who they lost to twice on the season. First one at the AA Arena Auditorium at the end of January, 63-59. And then at the pit in early March on the second by 11, 53-42.
Those aren't horrible losses.
No.
They definitely contained and held New Mexico down to fairly low scoring. Now you're on a neutral court, and you got your fans here, and it's a whole new season.
The third season.
Yes.
Non-conference.
I like that, the
conference.
third season.
Oh, somebody was talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Season high points for the Cowboys with 82. Story hits a three. 82-77. Reaching in, and it'll be a foul on Burris. Didn't have any other option, and Burris collects his 5th personal foul. Couple of sequences here in the last couple minutes for Nevada that just didn't go their way. Big one, Story coming off that screen, open, can't handle it. And the one prior to that, I think Leonard Washington's interception of that pass really turned things in the Cowboys' favor.
Right, a play like that, especially because it starts with a defensive play and it finishes with so much emotion. That's the kind of play, that's a momentum shifter play. Turns things around, and really got this crowd into it also.
Story, caught by Coleman, collects the air ball and puts it in for 2, 15 seconds to go. It's a 5-point game. Burton fouled by Adams. And Burton has fouled out. Wyoming in good shape right now. The Cowboys' last Mountain West tournament win, 2009 quarterfinals, 75-67 against New Mexico.
All right, Wyoming last year a loss against UNLV, but did go to the CBI tournament with wins over North Dakota State and then a loss to Washington State. But some post play for a team that would love to get back to the NCAA tournament. They have not been there since 2002. And they were the champs back in 1943.
Of the NCAA tournament.
That's right.
Not just the,
no.
Well, I don't even know what the conference would be then. I was going to say Mountain West or WAC. Or,
I don't even know if they
you'd
had
have to go back so far. I can't even pull that one off the top of my head.
They were NCAA champs in 43. And Kenny Sailors, who was the most outstanding player of the tournament, he's in his 90s. He's he is the oldest player still alive that was the most outstanding player.
Coleman makes it a one-possession game. 7 seconds to go. What a play by Graybo to save that and throw a dart into the hands of Gilmore.
The last couple of times down, Wyoming had some problems getting the ball inbounded, and right there, a 3-point game, Nevada causing more problems. You see the inbound as number 2, Graybo's trying to get open. Josh Adams crosses over.
Just get it in, Fuchs right there, and Graybo doing his Brett Favre impersonation, throws a completion to Gilmore, who gets fouled. That is a big-time play by the sophomore.
It really is. That saved the play right there for Wyoming. You get an inbound, you hand it right back to Nevada.
And then they'd have a perfect opportunity with 5 seconds to go, essentially, to line up and try to knock down a 3 to tie it.
Absolutely.
And what Gilmore can do here is salt it away. The door is still open a crack.
It definitely is. And Gilmore, the best free thrower, 79% on the season.
Big one from the senior. And Story shot won't